All right, grand rising, everyone, or grand evening. Yeah, so, um, I was just thinking about this whole masculine, feminine movement, right? Again, this is gonna be more like a freestyle, right? You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm keeping my same cards here because they keep on speaking to me. Listening for the truth, right? It's like like sometimes I'm afraid to like stop. I've been preoccupied with the baby for the past 2 weeks, right? And when I'm taking care of children, I like to be as, you know, um, hmm, especially small children, I like to be very much there with them, right? So, mm, 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 mm. In between time of just listening, right? Listening to music, I do a lot, right? Now, the music part is something that's not new to me, but new to me because, again, while I've been on this journey, like cracking the codes again earlier in the channel, like, okay, so the channel is probably like 4 years old or whatever. So I'll say, like, with the first 2 years, 2.5 years or whatever, I had already like been going through my journey of like, oh my goodness, I don't know why I'm getting chest pains, but the my journey of like seeing the world in a different light, right? Those things that are hidden, right? Seen and unseen, past, present, future. So, you know what I'm saying? There's many things that, like, again, I talked about in the beginning of the platform or whatever, but I stopped watching television as much. I stopped going to the movies. I used to be like a movie buff and go to the movies like every Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? I stopped watching a lot of things. I stopped listening to music. I stopped doing everything. And I just, was doing research, right? And that was cool. But I feel like, again, during this journey that I've had, again, I don't even know what to call it, an ascension, but also I think it was also something that was um, something a little bit more. I think it had something to do with, like I said, tech or some other kind of outside influence. And I feel like, again, there was a direct uh, communication with Elohim, the gods, a God, right? And with source, but again, when I'm looking for source, I go within. I don't look outside of myself, right? I look to that most high something of myself where I leave all of the other outer layers of everything behind. Material, all those other things. And it's a place where I go, okay? In the mind. And so again, I felt like it was a little bit easier for me to tap into that, like I said, stripping away those things that were influencing my subconscious in a way that a lot of people still today are not aware. They call it conspiracy and all these other things when people are able to see, you know, throughout the dimensions, or again, to see behind the veil, right? The smoke and mirrors, that type of energy. So I looked at corporations and, you know, entities and industries and in a certain light, right? But through this journey, I realized that part, I had to look at that in a different aspect, right? When it dealt with individuals, that individuals are not the industries. You know what I'm saying? Individuals are not this, right? Just because someone maybe likes something doesn't mean that they are bad or evil. Just because people, and I never really thought this way, really, but like just because people are wealthy doesn't mean that they're evil. Like breaking it down like that in that sense, right? So again, she feels she knows. when I first started out, my channel was called, or my name again on Facebook was Shay Conscious Highway. Right? That was years ago, right? Like 6 years ago, maybe a little bit more. Then, Shay Seeking started to, excuse me, I changed it to Shay Seeking, right? And I kind of just left it there because I knew I was just seeking. I was always going to be seeking, right? But I could see that element of agendas and narratives that were being pushed, right, heavily, being the new indoctrination, a new form of indoctrinating, right, the minds of children and starting at a young age, right? And then looking at the aspect of how that affects all of the people that are, included with that individually as certain groups, like by sex or, status or wealth or, education, whatever. Right. And so we get to this point where I go through this ascension, I go through this journey, and I realize that this is something that has something to do with women. And meaning a lady, a womb man, right? Looking at that as a separate energy from anything else, right? And seeing again how many things were not inflicted on when it comes to so-called communities or Black community. How, yes, we talked a lot about the things that were going on with so-called Black men, right? A lot of these things are systematic, right? But self-inflicted. Because being a product of our environment, right? But again, the things that were going on with trafficking and missing women and within our community were still not really polarized or talked about in a sense. Meanwhile, other agendas were being pushed up and being more exalted or put before the well-being of women, especially single women raising children on their own. And households sometimes when men choose to leave and don't even come back, really. Or even if they do, they don't show up like they're supposed to. And the weight of the world on the shoulders of women. Now, this is not to separate. This is not a feminist movement, because I know that it's an equal give and take when it comes to family, that dynamic between, man and woman, husband, however you want to look at it. You know what I'm saying? Couples. How women were looked at in the biblical text. That the Bible and church is a big thing in so-called Black communities. What are the effects that we see how women are talked about in these texts that may be some type of make us a product of that environment as well? And how women that are not feminist, right? They're still for the family dynamic. Feminists, I feel, if you look at it in general, take away from that. So it's not, to me, it's nothing like that. I don't like the fact that we live in a society that wants to, and look, we're looking at this, a mountain card here. If a woman gets to a certain level in society, it seems as though this, you know what I'm saying, this light starts to shine on her. It seems as though, again, there's something that has to happen to kill her, to drain her of her energy. And again, I'm just saying women as a whole, so-called Black women as a whole, right? Because we have these different types of ways that all people have been targeted and treated and systematically set up to see things a certain way. But right now, this is what we're talking about. Not feminism, no. Like I said before, the only video that ever has been deleted off my channel was the War of the Wombs. that I did last year. I mean, within minutes, they took it down. And again, the attacks got even more heavy. So I said, how does this tie into what the dynamic that we talked about in this channel prior to now? With that whole agenda being pushed. And how is that affecting, again, the woman? And then I started to think about it, right? Because again, after this journey, again, it's like, you see that black and white checkerboard floor here? It's almost like that's what somebody was trying to do. Drain the life out of me. And again, it's all this whole thing like, oh, this new chapter, we're moving on. Let's not talk about, but again, I'm just saying, how can you? You know what I'm saying? I can forgive myself for many things. But to forget something that I see is moving on as some way that in the future, my daughters and my granddaughters may be affected by this type of energy. It doesn't make any sense to me to not tell my story. To be, again, trapped in this energy, right? With all of these illusions set up. It's like we were on a time schedule and somebody got to the point of some time limit and wants to act as though, you know what I'm saying, you had your time to, right? Be that legacy of light. And the whole time, again, most of the time we're in the biblical text because that's my thing. But also incorporating things that I was seeing and going through at the same time to a certain extent, right? And feeling somewhat naked throughout this past year and a half. So what is there to hide? I'll just be open about the whole thing, like really, at this point. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like, again, that whole being naked, so-called, in the garden, right? But now seeing it in 2021 as to what we're talking about, that we're talking about this dynamic, right, of undressing people and letting the public kind of examine or have it's almost like an embarrassment, like some type of ritual or something that's supposed to tear people down. Especially, you know what I'm saying, women. And also put them in a situation where they would be vulnerable, or in a situation where now their children may have been, examined in a certain light. So I feel like it is just like people, it's a certain, group of entities here that feel as though they can intrude on people's privacy and things like this, and things of this nature, and then make it about the person, like make the so-called, make the victim feel like it's something that they did wrong. When I see clearly, I see with just, it's not even about status or clout or anything like that. It's about me seeing the growth and how I had to go through whatever this was and heal myself. And sometimes we look at it as like, constructive criticism. Yes, cool. I'm okay with that. We look at it as a spiritual thing, or that God wanted this to happen and stuff like that. But I feel like, again, which one? You know what I'm saying? Because if we're going to allow women to be defiled, especially women that are, proven to be, beacons of light to the world, you know what I'm saying? It's almost as if, to tarnish someone, a vulnerable individual, you know what I'm saying, to a certain extent. Like, I mean, this shit was deep. And I'm just reflecting on it, right? I'm going to stop chewing this gum. It's stale anyways. Right? So again, like if an empress is moving into her position of power and she's going through some type of growth, it's almost like the whole energy of the, and I hate to say it's the masculine energy. It's like she can be revered in a certain light, but not if she's going to be going above what he's doing. And I was having a heated conversation the other day with someone about that. Because we watched a video of someone talking about like makeup and stuff like this, and just like things that people are doing to change their appearance or to keep their appearance up or to look and feel, and how they treat other people and all these other things, what I'm saying, when they do things like that. And then we got down to the breakdown of what nature says is beautiful, right? And what works and what nature has us here on this plane to do versus what society and man, you know what I'm saying, says that we should do, how we should look, how we should appear, what's natural for men and women, what attracts men to women, vice versa. I mean, it was a really deep conversation, right? But to get to my point, being someone that can tap into or has been tapping into lots of these feminine energies, again, that have come in the past, seeing the world from the eyes of wisdom, or even if you think about deities or goddesses that have come and their children, or even masculine energies that have come and their children, you know, in a sense, if we look at it in that sense of the children turning against that entity. Or, you know, possibly the way that goddesses have treated gods, and gods treat goddesses, you know what I'm saying? That masculine energy, you know what I'm saying, against the feminine energy. And so it had me think about this whole thing, right? It had me think about this whole thing, because it's certain things that I feel like in the text we're upholding in a certain light, but when it comes to masculines, they can get over on it, and then it still comes back around to the woman having to take the blame. And it's like, what do you mean? Just because I stand for truth, just because I turn my life around in a wholehearted, righteous way, just because I can balance that, just because I can put myself aside in order to make decisions and see things for what they really are, that are going to benefit or be better for the people as a whole, right? What do we have here? Follow the leader. Spark. So again, I told y'all the spark keeps coming up, and this is like sparking, you know, a conversation, really. Right? Again, we have the moonlight here. So again, talking about things that are hidden, you know, behind the moon possibly, right? And then education, which means training in etymology. So it's just like, I don't know. I feel like, I'm going to just tell y'all where I'm going with this. Because I feel like what's going on a large scale I feel like it's unjust. I feel like, again, I do feel somewhat like robbed in a sense. And, you know, it'll never be, because I don't have expectations of being some kind of way or wealthy one day or anything. I feel like I know that whatever direction I'm going into is going to be like prosperous or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never had a problem, you know, feeling like, you know, that I would be afraid. Like, really, I've been like put 100% of my time into my family all this time, right? Not even really myself, like losing myself, growing, being a young mother and wife, you know, and growing into a situation where I, you know what I'm saying, forgot about myself for a very long time, right? This experience has helped me, you know, get back into that. What did you want to do? What do you want to do with your life? Who did you want to be? What, you know, so it's kind of woke those things up. But I noticed that the more that happened, the more problems came in, right? Because it's not like, again, this energy where, you know, realizing that certain energies have been there since I was little and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, thinking about it now. And it's just like, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Even when it comes to men, sometimes it's okay for you to be like, you know, I don't know, easily accessible when it comes to something that somebody's getting without having to give, right? Back, whether that be mentally, spiritually, financially, emotionally. What? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's not really a problem, right? When people can, you know what I'm saying, extract something from mothers or women, right? But then when she says, look, I'm worth something, my time is worth something. This is worth something. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even saying financially. I'm just saying for like information or something like somebody like me, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that, it wouldn't be important for that to be having finances or whatever, but somebody like me, I appreciate those other things more. And I guess maybe because I've always been in a situation where I've been in a relationship where I didn't have to really wonder about, like I didn't, into all the drama from this thing that happened this year, I've never had to worry about a bill being paid. I've never had to work for, work for anything if I didn't want to, I never had to, like, I'm not saying nobody's well off like that, but I'm just saying we're good. We've, I always had a house and a car. I never had to ride, like ride the bus or like I've always been kind of like just sitting up in this energy already. So again, at this point in my life, the children are leaving the house and I want to, do something more. Creativity and things have been sparked and not so much just doing research and stuff like that. Again, within this year and stuff like that. And I want to like, push myself to a certain limit. So I'm feeling like, just me even feeling that way or just even being in a situation where I feel I've been inspired by certain people in order to, pursue different things now, right? And it's like, I don't like the energy that I feel like people are putting out, like about like somebody is like trying to get somebody for something. Because again, I don't try to get people for anything because I've never really have no expectations. When I go into stuff, I'm just a wild, like savage dude. I go into things, I just go into them. You know what I'm saying? If it's something that it feels right, right? But I feel like with this thing, well, I call it a damn alien invasion almost to a certain extent, right? Because it's something foreign to me, and it was kind of invasive, you know what I'm saying? But it did teach me lessons, but then it did make me feel vulnerable sometimes, right? Because what I'm saying is I feel like when it comes to this energy that came in, I feel like, people have their own way of seeing it or whatever. But I feel like the relationship that I have, and I'm not trying to sound no kind of way, with higher powers or again, with ancestors or whatever that energy is. Like, again, in that Christ energy, I feel like it is a one of a kind, once of a time, lifetime energy, that field that I'm in right now. And it doesn't matter if anybody else doesn't think that or don't believe that. It's what I see, within myself and what I sense and what I know. So again, I feel like, again, this maybe at some point in time, that energy was always there, right? But I feel like now that I'm moving into this something about this energy, it doesn't like that. And it's just like, it's not my fault. Like with this thing that happened this past year, it's not my fault. Like I look at it like this, right? As to being like the world card in that bubble, right? And, even just in this energy here, it's almost like she's pouring out stuff, but she's being exposed herself. You see what I'm saying? She's pouring out things, but she's being exposed herself, not even aware that whether we're talking about the world is watching physically, right? Or if they're watching in a different sense, or if tech, it's just like in 2021 is how I'm looking at this. She's pouring out things right here, giving information. She's pouring it on the land and into the water. It's almost like she's exposing things on the land and in the water. The land has a problem with her spilling these things, and the water has a problem with her spilling these things. It's almost like foreign energies and then the indigenous energies, because she's this big, bright star. You know what I'm saying? So again, where does jealousy and strife and all this come in? That again, society or some group decided that they wanted to expose her nakedness because she's exposed. This energy, today from now on, this is a goddess energy. This is this empress energy here. Now she got this robe on here, but it's possibly like if she behaves and does everything accordingly to what, some masculine energy is probably saying, Because again, the moment that she stands in her own and she says, hey, well, I am God, or I am the goddess here. I have something to say here. It makes me think about, I was watching Rain the other day again, and how Francis wanted her to kind of chill out a little bit, right? You know what I'm saying? And, you know, she wouldn't heed to Catherine. You know what I'm saying? She had her own mind and her own way of thinking about things, you know, and it's like they had to put on that whole skit in front of, I think it was Narcisse that was there, which again, makes me think about a narcissistic person. But he took a liking to Lola, right? And then he got like some kind of reign over the land or something. And then, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like he would do anything almost like for Lola. But he kind of could see, even though she was so sweet and everything, she had the baby by the king, by the new king or whatever. You know, he saw something in her. Matter of fact, what am I seeing here? Why am I now thinking of Mary and now I'm thinking of Lola? Because she was somebody that was a close counterpart. So again, going through this journey, I'm feeling like, you know, just like seeing things or whatever between these different parallels or these different, you know, things. It's like it's a sense, it's like being blinded, right? Or bound, had me not even knowing who was around me, who was in my energy field, what were they there for? What unions were what unions was I being placed in without me being aware of them? You see what I'm saying? So it's like succubus energy here. What unions was I because now I'm asking these questions because I'm starting to see these little bits and pieces. You know, some of the shit an illusion and some of it not. So again, the way that a lot of people are talking about this is a little bit different than what I feel like I'm seeing, because I'm telling you, it's a different connection between, again, my energy or whatever energy I'm connected to right now, like in this form of reincarnated or whatever, in a God, a powerful God, a knowing, like all-seeing God energy. Just the world card. This all self-reflecting of my whole year here. With all these watchers. It's almost like, just like I said, with that whole, I'm getting CERN energy here. Even not, is it Shiva or no, I forget the other name of the entity that would be inside of well, I think it has not Devi, or the destroyer energy, okay? I don't know, in CERN and that energy, right? Discerning, you know, I don't know. You know, I would hate for somebody to think that they, you know, they did the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? You know, but it feels like I just don't feel like this. I feel like I'm not like everybody else. I feel like I'm not, whatever happened to me is not man-made. Whatever is going on with me is not something that, again, happened all of a sudden because of whatever. I feel like whatever with this awakening, I don't know, something rubbed off or was transferred, right? So again, I feel like we in this energy, and I can't be upset about it because I never really knew about the whole thing. But I feel like with this energy, with the first connection that felt like it was the most natural mutual connection that I started off with, again, we'll just call it, you know, I felt like this energy was telepathic or telekinesis, or, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't until later on that I started thinking that this was some kind of targeted kind of thing or something, or some other kind of something was interfering, right? Like there was some kind of observation or something going on between this connection between me and this other energy. And I'm wondering, like, I'm trying to figure out, like, was this some kind of union? What was it, some kind of union that I never even was aware of? Do you see what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden I'm able to see behind that veil. And again, you know, and then it's almost like this energy too, like of other people being involved and thinking that, like, and this is making me think about the women of the past as being difficult or mean or hard or cold. When, again, I think that some people give me a little bit more credit than I should have, because I feel like purposely there's something was done to me mentally, you know what I'm saying? Or some kind of blockage or something where I was not able to see certain things that have been, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm able to see kind of like between that, I don't know, the silver lining or something like that. And I don't like that. I don't like that. Like, I don't think I'm perfect, but I think somebody out there kind of might think that kind of way, that I think that. And if they don't think that I think that, then they must think something like that or something, because I've never like portrayed myself to be that way. But I'm not going to betray myself as to not know what I think. What I speak to y'all about is something that happened to me, something that I know, something that I sense. I may not know all about it, but again, it feels like talking and communicating with other people and other people talking about it, maybe they've gone through something like this, is a way to open up the door and start the conversation. Especially because a lot of us, maybe going through some of these transitioning things or whatever, felt isolated. I feel like a lot of people don't talk about these things on the level that I talk about them. So my thing is, I do kind of feel like being played or something. I don't like nobody, you know what I'm saying? Before I knew about energy fields and all this other stuff, I was okay. I think. I always had this thought of something. But now that the door has been open and I'm able to see, it's just like, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Now I'm questioning, like, what it was the whole motive, like, in the first place. I'm sorry, this thing when I breathe, the thing is twisting around there. It feels so weird. So I'm just thinking to myself, like, I feel like I can only sense the drama. How do you think it feels to be having third party energy? Like, I mean, I already got my own stuff, like in real life or whatever. But to be like in this energy right here, and everybody else on the outside knows what's going on with you, and you're stuck here with some illusions in your head, stuck in this circle, and nobody's talking about it in the world. Right? Nobody's really, you're not running across people, and this whole thing is going on, even your family members, your friends, people, and it just feel like everybody you see what I'm saying? I mean, that is a very weird, and then you can't even really talk to nobody about it because you're like, is anybody seeing this? You know what I'm saying? So it's just this kind of energy here. But what I feel like, I don't like unfair things, unbalanced things. And what I feel like is, again, there's unions and stuff that are going on again and I don't know, we talk about it as like celestial realm and so, all these 3D, 5D, but the way people talk about it, they don't go into depth. So maybe, again, that's why they don't like me, because I do, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like I have the right to do so. And maybe somebody out there feels like I don't, you know what I'm saying? But I just feel like, okay, if I felt like everything was fair and balanced and I felt like it was an open book on both sides, that's equal there. But again, I don't think that is right. Like I said, that it happened. Bring into form. Look. Right? I don't like the fact of people using people and then discarding or discarding them, the evidence, the something. Like, if somebody is around me and they don't want to be around me, you are free to move around. You know what I'm saying? You are free to have a conversation with me. And again, I feel like when it's dealing with some of these energies, I feel like I didn't even know, like, how you going to be mad at me? I didn't even know that you were there. You know what I'm saying? I had no clue that you were even there. And I feel like these things are done to create a hardness. I'm trying to figure out where we went wrong and so divided. It caught, if this woman she knows, she feels, she sees, she knows. Naturally, energy is going to flock to her. Naturally, energy flocked to me. I didn't know who, what, where. Do you see what I'm saying? And again, that's what I'm saying. I feel like someone knew this already. And that's why the blinders were put on. And what I feel like is when it comes to, now that I'm looking at this whole thing, only from the bits and pieces that I can pick up and that I can see, it's like, just be a man about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, be a man about it, and like, don't like try to, do all this, do all that, set up this whole scheming plan, defilement, pillage, rape energy, right? And again, rape can be like just taking something from someone or whatever. You know, and then you set it up so then to make sure that a person can't move on in their physical life and their celestial. Like, who, I don't even know who would think to do so. I mean, it has to be jealousy, envy, and strife. And then for masculines and feminines to team up against me. I'm just gonna say, because I mean, ain't nobody else talking about. So again, I could only talk about my situation. However this happened, we're talking about tech. So we're talking about crafty counsel. It's almost like the world knew that Christ was coming, and the Antichrist is the movement that was used to slowly, behind the scenes, crucify that deity or that Messiah so they can set up a republic or something that they want to have. And it's not even about possibly looks or this and that. It's about somebody being a force to be reckoned with, and the whole world has to devise a plan and keep this person sealed up in this energy, ciphering the energy, ciphering possibly, you know what I'm saying? Shit, I don't even know. I mean, it's somebody dealing with your damn fluid, your pineal, you know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? It's a disturbing thing to see someone else come into a certain community or movement that you're in and slowly become you. And to have a feminine and to have a masculine come around and be in your energy, and they think you can't see what's going on behind the scenes, but you can see what's going on. But all along in your other ear, it's making me think about cutting off the right ear. It's like something happened where I can't, you know what I'm saying? Some kind of altar or something happened where I can't hear. So I have to look outside. I don't like to have to do that. See? So the things I really need to nourish myself with, and the ancestors and guides and things like this, and source, I should not, you know what I'm saying? It's like being the most powerful person in the world, but people just taking your power and passing it around and leaving you underneath some kind of trap or some kind of blanket or something like that, so that people can't see you really shine. And so again, when they're done with you, they can just discard you and throw you off to the side. It's the same thing when it comes to, like I said, the views on my channel and on my platforms and with my sales in my shops. I was just getting my little, one of my shops off the ground, and I wasn't making sales every day, but they were coming in at least every week or so, something like this, right? Getting 300 views in one day. When this whole transitioning thing happened, it's almost like somebody put a whole, like I'm telling y'all, this is so, and I just want to speak this because I just really want to speak it, and it just is what the fuck it is. Because now everything is starting to come full circle after something did close, a shift or something did happen. But I'm not done. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not harping on it because, again, there's nothing but growth here. But again, it's just that something that I just have to get off my damn chest. Because I don't like when people think you trying to play me like a fool, like I can't see. Yeah, there's certain shit that I can't see. But when I see what I see, I know what I see. So again, almost when you take away somebody's abilities, they can tap into something else that can be able to help them fine tune and see shit on another level, on another scale. Now, I have to give, again, gratitude to other energies, especially feminine energies, and actually some masculines that are high priestess and seers and oracles and readers and things like this. Because without them, you see, that's what I'm saying. Them in their natural state, them in their righteous. Now, some of us can veer off that path, and I've been, you know what I'm saying, connected with someone one day, but then like a week later, it seemed like now that I'm there and I'm enjoying the content and I'm like, oh, this person, you know what I'm saying, you looking for people, you know what I'm saying, that kind of you resonate with, that see things almost not the way you, because I don't like to spend too much time around yes people or people that see things the way I see it all the time. You know what I'm saying? I like to be around somebody that's going to give the harsh facts and truths too, where I got to be like, oh shit, okay, maybe that's me. You know what I'm saying? So I've seen people turn, like I said, okay? I've seen the energies step into, feel like I feel other energies stepping into me or manipulating me when it comes to a little bit more angry on days or things like this. Where it's not making an excuse, like if you mad, you mad. You know what I'm saying? I've been a damn lunatic before. You know what I'm saying? I've been in restaurants like, I'm coming over the fucking counter. You know what I'm saying? So it's not, you know what I'm saying? That's a part of me, again, that in my younger years or whatever. But, you know, I don't do victim, like self, like victimizing, oh, this. And I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't play those games, especially even as a group, as a whole, as so-called black people. I don't like that energy of playing the victim. I look at myself as a strong individual, and I look at myself as someone, I don't like to play no games. I don't like to waste no time. If you in my life for something, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk about what it is. I don't like to play games. I don't like to hold off on conversations. I like to get shit through. I don't want to spend no months, you know what I'm saying, wondering what the fuck about anything. You know what I'm saying? And then it's turned on my head as if I wasn't comprehending or I wasn't cooperating or I wasn't this and that. When really what I feel like is we are setting up for the new kingdom, and certain individuals may have turned their, you know, again, it may be something that's built on the backs of me and somebody else. I may play a very important part. So someone had to figure out a way, one of these masculine, and if we're dealing with energy all the way from God all the way down to angels and masculine, if you think about wisdom, she has had relationship. If you think about Inanna, you think about all the energies that I resonate with, they are the mother of everything. They are the everything of everything. This entity is over even these beings. That's why I told you about messengers and shit like that. I don't like that energy because I could see where they creeping and shit in the Bible. I can see all these things. I can see when it's going on with me around in this, like sometimes I feel like it's just like I'm sitting here and it's like I'm in this bubble, right? But like the galaxy is like going on around me, and so I'm answering to, you know what I'm saying, gods and angels, and you know what I'm saying. So it's different things. Also, you know, speaking for the people and shit like that. So it's almost like what I feel like is what I said. We dealing with emperor or a masculine energies that maybe wants to have a union with somebody else, but really it's not. It's the masculine energy, you know what I'm saying, not being real, not being a man about it, and not being straight up about it, that got it in that, you know, got things in that sense. And it's almost like, you know, somebody don't want me to, you know what I'm saying? I ain't saying like it's a lion energy, but maybe, and this is what I'm saying, I feel like sometimes some energy thinks I know or I can see more or is not aware that something is wrong. Do you see what I'm saying? Could you imagine being a wife of God or a daughter of God, and people find you on this planet and they do something where you can't, it makes you, you know what I'm saying? And this is real shit for me because this is my real life. This is the real stuff that I deal with. And could you imagine, you know what I'm saying, trying to communicate that, whatever, but the same people that are the messengers in between you and that energy is hating. Possibly because I always think about that energy of people interfering and not wanting, let's say, let's say like a goddess to get back to her God or whatever, right? Or they want to keep her, you know, with them, right? Or maybe even, you know what I'm saying, even if we're talking about like somebody that maybe ended up in a demonic soulless energy. And so they want this person to stay in that energy with them. You know what I'm saying? So creating strife or creating these things or whatever, right? Manipulating the situation, not helping in times when they know they could have helped, so that defilement or something can happen. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that. Like people selling each other off, brothers and sisters, because they were jealous of them off in the Bible. You know, it's some shit like that. Or just like somebody giving somebody a cup and they don't want it. maybe not even because of the cup, but again, they have to find reasons why not to want it, or really because they see the potential in the cup. And again, you see, it's two sides to this cup here. You could either drink out of this side or that side. You see what I'm saying? And it's almost like this gift, I look at myself as a whole motherfucking gift. You know what I'm saying? Renewed, revamped, rewrapped, and offered. And somebody, you know what I'm saying, couldn't be a man about it. And so, you know what I'm saying, they passed up the cup. Or maybe it's something they didn't like about it. But your energy saying something totally different. So what is it? So I'm just thinking like, I don't know what happened. But again, like I said, if somebody wanted to move on to another energy. So are we talking black magic? Are we talking witchcraft? Are we talking about, again, succubus, feminine, harlot, or Jezebel energy that, you know what I'm saying, for some reason, people in workings, because we're dealing with other people that are dealing with regular everyday shit, regular everyday people. You know what I'm saying? We could be dealing with people that deal with higher up energies. You know what I'm saying? And with source or with their ancestors and shit like that, just like I am. Or can control you or your every move. And so again, this one is not going to work. But again, I'm looking at myself like I'm awesome. You know what I'm saying? And if you were here, instead of like targeting me or looking at me some kind of way like this, if you were working with me, you know what I'm saying? Or you working with other motherfuckers and you ain't working with me, you know what I'm saying? And then, but at the same time, you shedding a dark light, or you're spying or tapping in on what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? When I might be in a mood or something like this, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, this is just what I see. This is what it's just an open thing. Maybe it's a cup thing. I don't know. Right? Because the Empress is tired of people. Again, this Empress is the Empress of all. This Empress is that star. This Empress is the one that's supposed to be in union with that Christ energy. That's supposed to reign forever. So again, who is it? Who done it? So however they want to, that's been in this Truman Show energy this whole time. Where I feel like the second energy that came in is the energy that came to breathe life into something that somebody wanted to just leave for dead. I mean, taking whole identity and shit too. And want to act helpful, but really you just trying to stick, you just want my damn essence. So you can give it to another bitch and run off with her. You know what I'm saying? Then when I make some noise about it, then it's a problem. You see what I'm saying? Because we're dealing with this whole temperance, this energy also make me think about angels and things like this. And, look at this crown back here, right? Like somebody corona is back here, they crown back here or whatever. This person is not really enlightened, but they look salty as hell and they mixing some shit up. Alchemy, outwardly. This is what it represents to me with the story that I'm telling, right? But again, I don't have to use outside tools. I feel like whatever the energy I'm connected to, that source, the universe, that energy, is something that is that. I like stones and stuff like that and crystals and stuff like that, but it's just already just that. It's like the soul, SOL, that some kind of energy of some inner makings. You know what I'm saying? And it's making me think about this last unicorn kind of fucking energy. Like, I mean, ain't nobody gonna be able to tell me no different. It's not, and I don't think that I'm better than nobody. Matter of fact, I feel like I'm like at service. Sometimes it gives me that public like something that belongs to the public, like a Mona Lisa or some kind of collectible or something like that. But it's like, dude, I'm a person too. You know what I'm saying? And maybe I can't see everything, that everybody think that I should be seeing. And so it make me look some kind of way. But it's just like, I don't like that. I don't like the energy. Like I said, I just don't like it. And it's hard to speak on it because a lot of people haven't gone through this. It's hard to speak on it because who do you talk to? It's hard to speak on it because, again, whatever energy is here has already gone, on whether it's in this dimension, right? Or in another layer or realm, you know what I'm saying? They're already or subconsciously, right? Or even in the astral energy dealing with family, friends, and things like this. And so you start seeing stuff falling apart and people are like, oh, that's because you're not doing what spirit wants you to do. No. No, I'm dealing with, I think at some points in time, a jealous God. I think, again, with sometimes immature masculine energies. And they don't like a woman that can see through all that shit and can see it and call it out. And that's just what it is. And over time, again, you see these are women and girls here. I know what I'm talking about. So if you're all in your all seeing energy, this peacock feather, royalty, and it's making me think about a third eye, but it's on her temple. And it's just like, okay, so is that what you're doing? So it's like something like, and it's almost like everybody like is running and scurrying or hiding under rocks or something, like I'm something or some being that somebody can't even just have a conversation with. And it's just like, dude, like what is, I don't know. It's like that stiff neck, but it's just like a kind of energy where I'm just like, what? And if you challenge the energy, then it leaves you in a sense where, you know, you a troublemaker, or you doing this, or you didn't listen to source, or you didn't listen to God. And it's almost like in them times I want to say, motherfucker, I am God. Do you see what I'm saying? It's just that energy there. If a God is going to try to put me through anything a little bit more extra than what the fuck is supposed to be, then that's not mine. Because whatever energy I'm dealing with don't have to deal with me. Like, you don't have to, that energy don't have to deal with me with no kitten gloves or whatever you call it, or no other kind of way. We could just keep it all the way 100. But to be harmful or hurt someone, that is not what I consider that energy for me. No. I don't consider that. And again, I think people think it's a wonder because I'm not mad. I'm not salty. I'm not grieving. I'm not carrying that shit over. I'm moving on. But I'm saying, like, don't try to, you ain't got to be bogus. You ain't got to be trying to make it like it's something. You ain't got to be doing this. You ain't got to run me in the ground. You don't got to try to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, even if I have connections with people, no matter who they are. You know what I'm saying? I've dealt with people that had money and that didn't have fucking money. I've dealt with, you know what I'm saying? I don't have no expectation when it comes to that. I'm at a point in my life where I feel like I can make it on my damn own and do whatever I want to do at this point. You know what I'm saying? So don't go there. Don't go there, especially with somebody that knows so much about me and tap in and they want to try to bring up bad things or your past or something like that. And they never want to talk about the good things. They never want to bring up the good things. They want to just skim right over those things. But it's okay. You know what I'm saying? They feel like, you know, I can sense it in headlines. I can sense it in these readings of this story. I can sense it on the faces of motherfuckers. Like, I got gifts that I won't even never be able to tell everybody what the fuck they is. Do you see what I'm saying? So to be jealous of anybody's appearance or their material things or anything like that, or their wealth, is fucking ridiculous. I'm the most wealthy motherfucker in the world right now, to me, that I've run into. There may be others, but that I've run into. And I think people just think that I'm just playing when I say that. Or they take it as some kind of something because they feel like they can't say. You should be able to say that shit too then. That's when real movement is going to be happening. I mean, I just don't know. I don't know. Because they don't want a motherfucker to think like me. They forget that Sekhmet came here to tear some shit up and it was going to be getting rebuilt. So again, it ain't, you know what I'm saying, until she turned into a house cat. But damn, y'all had me for a minute. But men want to make it seem, or masculine energy, right? Want to make it seem like it's a jealous thing. Jealous of what? See, I don't think they know I can see to the core of any of these build the bitches you want to put in a place where I would be. Do you understand what I'm saying? I can see their core. The ones that I've been introduced to. So then that make me see why you really doing what you doing. When you doing it. Looking at it in hindsight. And that is really, you must have the damn problem. It's really, what's that? What's a goon to a goblin? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't know. It's like, don't do that. So that's the thing that I feel over, and people they're trying to get mixed up what I do with my gifts. The oracle part of me and the regular everyday part of me don't go around talking like this. Could you imagine me sitting here talking to you about knowing yourself and all this stuff, and me not going through the transformation or whatever that I went through to get to where I'm at? And telling you, you know what I'm saying, hiding it or charging you for the information and telling you that you couldn't get there too. I mean, the only reason why I'm doing this is because I know people can get there too. Probably not to this particular position, but obviously somebody want somebody else to take some position that I've worked, I feel like, my whole damn life and that I'm ordained to fucking do. To try to make me look displeasing so you can pick up another bitch that you and her both probably been using spell work or something behind my back in order to get there. Because you done got fooled with a whole bitch that's following what I'm doing and coming and seeing what I'm doing so she can do that shit and try to do it better. That's riding my fucking coattail, paying attention and listening, eavesdropping and spying and tapping on my fucking phone. I mean, I just don't even know. Or they in some kind of program, some kind of government program where they have access to people's information. And so that's the worst thing you can do to a female. Put my business out there to another bitch. And she already, I can already see she want to be me or look like me or do me. And then and it's a problem with me calling it out? I don't know about that. I don't know how I feel about that. And again, maybe starting this conversation will be, even though I feel like I just got my views back. Oh my goodness. We have like 25 on the video that I put up the other day. That's the first time I've seen that all year. Nothing's really changed on the channel. It's gotten better. So I don't know why the views went down, right? But it's cool. Like I said, I wasn't getting no sales this whole time I was going through this shit. All of a sudden, now I am. So it's almost like somebody, you know what I'm saying? There was like some kind of celestial connection or marriage. And somebody just went and took it to the liberty to try to, you know what I'm saying, either put it together or tear it down without me. I don't like that. I don't like that shit. No, I'm not that bitch. No. And it's like somebody trying to take an empress and downgrade her because they want to. When she's fucking awesome. When at some point in time, that person was getting something from that empress. And because you change your mind, because you can't handle the truth. Or because you turned me away or pushed the cup away, right? Maybe because it was something that was new to you, something that you might have feared, right? Something that, again, was sold as an illusion in the first place. So again, how do I know the grass for it? Ain't no real shit around here. Ain't nobody really trying to contact me, but you really trying to contact another motherfucker. I bet you that whoever somebody trying to move towards, or that you was trying to move towards, I bet you that she know how to get in touch with you. I bet you the communication is strong over there. Mm-hmm. We got Archangel Christine. Accept the Christ light. Act with wisdom and loving compassion. And the whole time I'm still being compassionate, being understanding, being forgiving. And that's why I'm saying I like to go ahead and look at shit then, right? Forgive what? How many times you gonna forgive a motherfucker before you got to forget that you need to forgive a motherfucker? The star. And it's like, it's just like, that shit was supposed to work. We were supposed to make you feel little. We were supposed to make you feel like, unseen and make you unheard and all these things like this, and make you feel like, you should be embarrassed to talk about these things, or you wouldn't want to talk about them in public, or, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy to me. It really is. And to think it's like any energies that came in here, that's all y'all? That's all y'all? And then the ones that might have been genuine, you using black magic, you using all kind of shit to try to keep them away from me, so that because you don't think that I deserve to have somebody, because you don't think I put in enough work, because I didn't have an everyday, you know what I'm saying, because I chose to stay home and raise my fucking children, and now I'm ready to like do something with my life, and I don't deserve to have somebody that's gonna support me and care for me and love me after a motherfucking came in here, showed and exposed everything that was and wasn't wrong in my fucking relationship, and tore up my whole family and my whole fucking life, where I can't even look at my people and my fucking, family the same way because of all the, influence I think that has been done. And then you also want to block from what the fuck I want to move towards. You know what I'm saying? And I can never even, like, even if I did, and then all in this time, I do get this connection, right? That's really fucking strong, that at one point in time, I feel like I can't live without, right? And I can't even go towards that energy, right? Because now I'm just looking at all of it like, what the hell is going on? So what this is, so what is this? Some kind of secret society to get rid of me? Like, I don't even understand. And then make it like, oh, well, this person is being unagreeable. I have to move on, or I have to do this, or this other person is better. No, motherfucker, be a man about it. You never really even approached me, really. You never even really came to me with that. You see what I'm saying? I never expected nothing. I never asked for nothing. I never seen it no kind of way. I'm just being me. Like, I don't like that. Okay, so y'all had a whole year and a half to go in platforms behind the closed doors and things and like this or whatever, and assassinate my character. Probably, expose stuff, talk to my friends and family about shit they probably know about me. You know what I'm saying? So you build up a case or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking celestial or here, right? Whole time you in my face all playing nice, acting nice. And it's that whole smile in your face all the time. They want to take your place. But motherfucker, you can't even, and then I can't even live. I can't even live after that. I can't even live properly after that. And after you walk away, what? Another energy come in. I can't, is this another illusion? You know what I'm saying? And I'm already seeing now in hindsight that there was other energies around that possibly would have, but there's blockages there. Like, I feel like whatever somebody did was real fucked up. Messing with somebody's like destiny or whatever, I think is real messed up. And if it's not that, then if I'm tapped in as I am, why don't I know more? Why do it seem like I'm the only one in the world? Being somebody I feel we are advanced beings in a certain sense, right? So why am I seeing the world again, maybe even in a different level, more advanced level than many fucking people in the world, and I'm still left in the dark? This is what was done. You know what I'm saying? And then now I have to sit here and still try to put pieces together, try to figure out, you know what I'm saying? Not saying I'm perfect or nothing like that, but I'm also saying that I am very, I'm very compromising. When people treat me like shit, I still end up treating people pretty nice. You know what I'm saying? Unless I really have to go there. Do you see what I'm saying? Or if I really have proof that you did that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, nah. And it's just like this energy likes to see me out of character. But I won't say it's out of character because it's still my character. I mean, do you want me to be just like a whole entire variety show and expose every single piece of me, every single, mannerism and sensation and everything right here in front of, like, what the hell? Like, I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, that's the thing, right? If we just want to go get into it, and then I finally get into a situation, right, when there's a connection there. And again, all of this shit comes to me. I didn't go looking for it. I don't know why I was able to expand it and open up my eyes if this is just what people was going to do, is like try to mess me over. I feel like the energy abandoned me, was asking me something, but not really what it was, or trying to lead me somewhere, but never really to an ending point, just having me suspended in air. Waiting for what? I don't know. And then somebody comes in and nurtures this plant, right? Okay. It's like judgment is called, right? I just noticed this because I just got these cards on Monday, but I noticed judgment and then this lotus flower instead of that cross there. And that made me think about the lotus, flower and feminine energy here. And like a blossoming kind of energy. And like I told y'all, it looked like this cloud, the same cloud, the same cloud that's here, like in this illusion, right? Because think about these. These are all like, things that are happening like up in the air or hair, right? Even the pentacles, right? Coming in the clouds, right? The lovers coming in the clouds. Right? The same cup somebody didn't want to take. And it's almost like somebody maybe did turn something down or someone down. And then, realize that it might have been a mistake. And then now that person want to, they already got these or whatever. Now, you don't want it or whatever, but you don't want nobody else to have it. And it's just like, why not? So again, that's jealousy. So it made me think, well, shit, if we dealing with gods, if we dealing with certain energies here, if we dealing with, ancient alien energy or whatever the hell it would be, you know what I'm saying? Is somebody like reporting wrongful information or just trying to make somebody look bad? Could you imagine that? You know what I'm saying? Like the whole Job energy. You know what I'm saying? When God let the devil or Satan or Lucifer, I don't know what name they use. I know it wasn't the serpent, right? Come down and mess with Job all that time. Could you imagine if that energy went back and told God, yeah, this is what he doing. He do it, could you imagine that if he lied or whatever? Because we've been thinking about, that energy not wanting to, because I'm thinking about the elders, right? And like when we were just in the Keeper and the Gods. The elders made up this secret that they wanted to hide some shit, right? So if you just think about that, what was I gonna say? What if it was the same thing when it went to like something like Job, right? And came back and said that something happened that didn't happen. Like, it's just, I don't know, y'all. I just think that it's just something weird. And I don't like it because I think that, again, now they're saying like, with Kamala or whatever, she should be getting more. When have we ever had to talk about a vice president? You know what I'm saying? Well, first of all, I mean, I guess because she's a female, right, too. That's new. But in the manner what they're saying, just really think about that. And think about what we talk about on this channel and how, again, I look at myself as I wouldn't be able to run the whole damn country, right? By myself. I wouldn't be able to run the country all by myself, right? But I think I'm a very important asset to what's going on because again, I know for a fact that I'm supposed to be one of the ones that is supposed to be sitting up there. But if somebody has an idea of what they want to be sitting up there in 2024, they would already be prepping, wouldn't they? They would already be taking the juice from that Christ energy and feeding it into another artificial energy that might be similar. And it's because I feel that I am presidential fucking status. I feel like I know that the throne is mine, but there are certain entities and energies that are above me that are going to make sure that I can never sit there. And if I do, it would have to be next to a masculine energy. They think it couldn't be on my own, right? Or that masculine energy may think that this energy might outshine their energy, and so they just fucking shit up for me. They want to get me out of my character and saying the things that I'm saying here and make it like I'm in my feelings about somebody moving on with another female, when again, there's no competition, there's no comparison when it comes to what my purpose is going to be. I'm not talking about my looks. I'm not talking about my finances. I ain't talking about my weight. I ain't talking about my voice. I ain't talking about none of that shit. I'm talking about, again, who I am today, in this day and time, right now. That's what I'm talking about. I didn't even have a chance. I had this whole time during this portion of my reign, they have been making sure that everything bad has been projected and everything good has been rejected. And it's somebody out there right now that's saying, oh, she thinks she know everything. She thinks she, And they don't want to be sitting next to me because of that. And I don't know who wouldn't want to. Like, that is like a valuable asset. Like, I already know that anybody, you know what I'm saying? Whatever I don't have to bring to the table will be there. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I'm saying? Just abundance is like, I feel built in. And I feel like, again, two people coming together for whatever this is, nobody can take my place in that sense. And if somebody is sent down here to replace that, we dealing with a jealous God or a deity that don't like whatever it is that I'm doing either, for whatever the personal reasons. I'm telling you now, okay? And that's just all I got to say. It's some hating ass shit going on, period. We don't want to face the fact that, again, God, in that sense, we know is a girl on this living plane with a masculine energy that she's connected to within. And a son that's supposed to come because women deliver babies and give birth. So you got the masculine energy that was there first. And then you have the sun energy that came next. And it's like, I don't know. And the thing is, it's like them both energies, you know what I'm saying, are playing in the energy still. It's like I feel like they both are like somewhere else. It's almost like it's like some kind of permanent, some kind of punishment, right? And again, I don't want to be vocal about it because I know that these people, these powers, some of these powers that shouldn't be, you know what I'm saying? They want to know what it is that moves me. They want to know what it is I care about so that they can try to take it away. So they can make sure I never get it back. So they can make sure that I'll never be happy again in this world and on this plane. After all this shit has happened and tore my life a fucking part. And I'm still smiling. I mean, somebody want me out there on the streets, y'all. Somebody want me out there on the streets. I'm lucky enough to be that type of person that still have a place in the house of the person that I'm not with. But again, so I can build myself up at least possibly over the winter so I can be able to do something for myself. So I'm going to tell you what's not going to happen. I don't give a fuck who said it. If there's a God out there right now that's telling me once you go out and live in the street a little while, and he didn't come tell it to me directly over here to come stand in my face and tell me that shit, it won't be me. It's another way to, again, degrade a woman, especially, you know what I'm saying, stripping her down to her nakedness, probably being able to surveil her in her nakedness in her roughest times when her hair ain't done with a scarf on and shit. She don't want to get dressed that day or whatever it is. Because again, I'm like India Irie. You know what I'm saying? I might comb my damn hair one day, I may not. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I don't have nothing else and I can't do nothing else in my life. If it was something else to do, shit, I'll be doing it. But if it's not nothing else to do, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm feeling. I know my creator ain't make no mistakes on me. So that's why I'm going to be who the fuck I am. And I ain't never trying to be nobody else. I look at it like these women, these females, they're trying to replace me with, because they can probably manipulate them in some kind of sense. When again, who said that I couldn't be submissive to the right man? That's what I'm saying. Be a man about it. Shit. That's just what I look at it like. Other than that, I mean, yeah, you probably is wasting your time if you come up over here. It's like a disappointment with that energy. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no jealousy or no shit like that. It ain't like I'm sitting here like, oh, you better not leave or any. No, like, I'll never be sitting there asking nobody to motherfucking stay. I'll tell you that right now. And that don't want to stay around me. But the whole thing of it, though, is it's never been easy for me to pinpoint who's who at what times and what energy is bringing the strife in. So I'm not sitting here because it's fun. I'm not sitting here whatever. The energy is there until they go away, right? So it's like it's been a game. The Two of Pentacles energy just playing back and forth. So it make me think that shit. Then both of these energies then must be playing together. And I'm the fool. You know what I'm saying? What else? So how much more times do I have to announce what I feel or whatever? Only to say, oh, you shouldn't talk about your feelings. You shouldn't talk about how you feel. I do things the way I fucking want to do them. If we're going to play by the rules and we're going to play right, then again, I should be let in on what the hell is going on with my energy, what's going to be going on with my future. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. If anybody give me a chance to do those things, a real chance, and really tell me what it is, they know that I'm going to ace that shit. And that's why they don't want to do it. They'd rather just let me feel around, figure it out myself, even though I feel like some of these people were sent here to at least help guide me or show me the way. Like, I really do. I'm not asking anybody to do it for me. I don't even like people doing shit for me. I don't want to go into business with nobody, nothing. I'm a sole fucking proprietor. I don't like none of that. Because you got people that do shit like that. So I was thinking about this here, right? Okay. This is just a talking point out of this book that I think I was supposed to go into before I even went into that little rant. But again, it's talking about alchemy and mysticism, right? It's the Hermetic Museum, right? Alchemy and mysticism, right? And, you know, I was thinking about something the other day about like a swan, because I had seen a swan that was, I guess it got ran over by a car or whatever. And that was the first time in my entire life. It kind of just like hurt me real bad because, you know what I'm saying? You normally could see like not even a duck, but I'm trying to think like a crow, or you might see a seagull or something smashed in the road or something. But to see, you know, a swan, and even thinking about it right now, it just like hit me in the chest or whatever. Right. And, so I was thinking about like, you know what I'm saying? I saw like some couple signs and symbols that had something to do with like angry birds and then the other kind of bird. And I think that, that's what it is. It's somebody trying to push buttons. But at the same time, I want to tell you know what I'm saying? I don't really care what response people give me. I want to tell my story. I don't like that. I don't like when people trying to take advantage of people because they can do so by using power platforms and all these other things in order to do so. I don't speak about everything I see, but I know what I see. I know these fast moves. It's not right for anything or whatever is going on for somebody then to put somebody in a situation where you are a target not only to high profile energies, but also to people in your neighborhood, in your family, down to the fucking T, where again, possibly a motherfucker in your household. You see what I'm saying? And to see people that could probably point you in a direction, show you something, help you. If you help them in a way and they got a way that they can help you, to see you suffering in those fucking situations, you really want me to think that you even care about me a little bit? I don't know. I can't do that. So again, then I only have to do is focus on me and what I need to do when it comes to my business and try to get them to grow. And again, I have to stay because I'm just telling you right now, why would I even do that? Why would I even go out on the streets? Why would I go sleep in my car? Even if it's uncomfortable sometimes and shit get a little crazy around here. Why would I do that? I want to tell my story because I want people to know that this type of shit is going on. I want to talk about it because I'm talking about seeing different energies on people that are very close to you. Sometimes shit cool and sometimes the motherfuckers come out. But I know how to handle myself. And since I don't have that right now, then this is where the fuck I'm about to be. And I hate that. I hate that because somebody wants to like pressure me to say these things too. It's all about embarrassing. It's all about trying to embarrass somebody or trying to take them down a notch or make an empress look like a beggar. When again, I figure what I see when it comes to some of these energies, some of these motherfuckers got something to mind any motherfucking way. Or you got the keys where you know where the fuck I need to go get it from. If you got enough time to come and love bomb me, you got enough time to distract me, then you got enough time to show me the motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? What is we wasting time for? But yeah, I think that again, these days, men do want women that want them to buy them purses and stuff like that. And stupid material things. When I got a mind that'll take your ass somewhere else till you get in the bags, you know what I'm saying, for your damn self. You know what I'm saying? And so again, or building together in a sense. And so it's just like, what? I mean, I'm about to be good. If there's still even a world motherfucking left, I'm gonna be good. I got all the tools now. I give gratitude to those that came and gave me something. Right? I don't care if there's some kind of download, some kind of message, some kind of something, because they didn't have to do that. A motherfucking lyrics in a song, whatever it would be. All of these women, these women that got their channels and they've been, speaking stuff, and I've been able to decipher certain things specifically. Where I feel like, again, that is some kind of help for me in those times when I had to claim, damn, I must be my own God, because it seemed like all the guys is tied up. Or they just being spiteful and like, oh, she thinks she know it, she got it, then she could do it herself. So that just tell me something right there. Because there's a lot of motherfuckers looking to me and my energy, right? But again, I feel like that whole dust, returning the dust energy is just that. Some of these people that think that they've been enlightened and they're going to just use those gifts the wrong way and they're going to end up not having that shit no more. But nobody can never take my abundance, because then nobody give it to me like that. Man didn't give it to me. It's like I was born this way, and it was the assistance of other people that are enlightened and in tune that helped me see certain things when I could not see them. Because ye are gods. Period. So I was reading this part right here, right? It was about a deer and a unicorn are hidden in the forest. The forest is the body, right? So again, that made me think about like the body of Christ. It made me think about the body when it comes to, I think the image is in here of a God. Yod Hey, I can never, Ave, or I love this book. And I really haven't had look at this. Don't they look like a comb? It's really because of imagery, you know what I'm saying? Okay, even like with this energy here. The Sephiroth. My nail. My nails messed up. Okay. Yeah, I love this book. Okay. It's all just look. They got star forts in here. I like architecture and things like that. Right? Like, man, I be thinking like these buildings is how old? You know what I'm saying? And look at that shit. I mean, we can't even build nothing like that today. You know what I'm saying? People can't even build nothing like that today. Probably wouldn't even have the patience to do it actually either. This looks so familiar. That looked too familiar. Yeah, that looked real familiar. In real life. In real life. Or the pyramid, the caste system pyramid, right? Is the body, right? The forest animals, because animal also means people in etymology. It says the unicorn, the spirit. Now, we know we got a unicorn on our Bible, especially, well, I don't have one right here like I did before. Especially the King James Version, right? But it says sulfur, male, right? The deer is the soul, S-O-U-L, Mercury, female. Blessed can we call the man who artfully can capture and tame them. Oh dear. You see what I'm saying here? This, you know, this place that I stayed at one time had these large images of I don't know why I was just thinking blood on a palm or something like that, but images of deer or whatever in the place or whatever. But you see how long this unicorn's thing is? Look, I can't even see. But that, and this, it says 1625, right? Lamb's prink de la Pide, okay, whatever it is, okay? Frankfurt, 1625, right? So it makes me think about like a divine, like a masculine and feminine energy, right? Of different, of different like species or different breeds or different something here. That again, you know, it's almost like it gives me that energy of like observed, like Adam, I mean, not Adam, but the woman and the man, right? In the garden, or Adam and Eve or whatever. You know, of being naked, right? Or watching these animals, yeah. Okay. We can just use that as a general term. Roam around, or putting them in within thine gates and seeing what happens. You know what I'm saying? Observing, having them both naked. I'm hearing that song, Love Me When I'm Naked. You know, and that also made me think about, like, you know, people being able to see you 24 hours a day in all your different moods and all your different something. Can somebody handle that? But then again, people don't realize that some people work differently. Like if somebody feels like they're being watched, sometimes they'll act differently. Some people shut down. Some people act more crazy. You know, I'm just can't do nothing but be my fucking self. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, unfortunately, you know, like I said, I'm not trying to never entertain nobody or try to, you know what I'm saying, put on no kind of front or nothing like that. It's a little bit disturbing, right? Especially if you have children, but I don't know. I mean, I hope it's not really that far. I hope it's just like, maybe just like, something else, right? But when a motherfucker tell you stop talking about something, let's move on, let's not talk about bad stuff, usually that's the people that was involved in the shit in the first place. And they don't realize that one day it's gonna be your turn. Why